Contributions after the founding of the People's Republic of China. 1. National defense and military reforms. Late Korean War and post-war period. Peng Dehuai continued to oversee the withdrawal of the Chinese Volunteer Army and national defense construction as vice chairman of the Central People's Government Military Commission and commander of the Chinese Volunteer Army. 1952. Appointed Vice Premier of the State Council and Minister of National Defense, Peng promoted the modernization and regularization of the PLA, enhancing the Army's combat capabilities. 1955. Peng Dehuai was awarded the rank of Marshal of the People's Republic of China, becoming one of the nation's marshals. 2. August 1st Project. Military Industry Development. Peng Dehuai led and promoted the development of China's national defense industry, particularly the defense enterprises. In 1958, he proposed the August 1st Project, aiming to develop and produce China's first missile, thus advancing China's missile and nuclear weapons programs. 3. Economic and social development. Economic policy formulation. As a central government leader, Peng Dehuai participated in formulating national economic and social development plans, supporting and promoting socialist construction. Agricultural production and people's livelihood. Peng Dehuai focused on issues related to rural life and agricultural production, proposing reforms to improve the rural economy and the living standards of the people. 1959 Lushan Conference. At this conference, Peng Dehuai submitted a letter to Mao Zedong, directly criticizing the problems emerging from the Great Leap Forward and the People's Commune movement. He pointed out issues such as agricultural production difficulties, food crises, and the hardships faced by the people. This letter later became known as the Peng Dehuai 10,000-word letter, and its main points were: 1. Agricultural production issues. Peng Dehuai highlighted the severe problems in agriculture due to the exaggeration during the Great Leap Forward and the irrational implementation of the People's Commune movement. He mentioned the false reporting of grain production in some areas and noted that actual grain production had decreased, affecting farmers' livelihoods. He called for a pragmatic approach to agricultural production and an end to false reporting and exaggeration. 2. Economic policy deviations. Peng criticized some local practices that blindly pursued high targets and speeds, arguing that these methods were disconnected from reality and not suited to the national conditions. He pointed out that large-scale infrastructure projects and industrialization plans led to resource wastage and economic imbalance, stressing the need for realistic economic development goals based on actual conditions. 3. Difficulties in people's livelihoods. Peng expressed concern about the living conditions of farmers. He noted that due to excessive requisitions and unreasonable policies, farmers' rations and living supplies were not guaranteed, plunging the rural economy into difficulty. He urged the party and government to address the basic needs of the people and improve rural policies. 4. Reflections on the People's Commune movement. Peng believed that the People's Commune movement was pushed too quickly and urgently, ignoring the actual interests and feelings of farmers. He noted that in some places, forced collectivization during the commune process harmed farmers' autonomy and enthusiasm. He suggested re-evaluating the commune system and considering more flexible and farmer-friendly approaches. 5. Criticism of party atmosphere. Peng criticized the leftist tendencies and personality cult within the party. He argued that the party should promote a pragmatic and realistic style, avoiding blind adherence and flattery. He emphasized that party leaders should engage with the masses, listen to grassroots voices, and not be deceived by false achievements and exaggerated styles. 6. Suggestions and appeals. Peng urged the Central Committee and Mao Zedong himself to pay attention to these issues and take positive measures to correct them. He hoped that through a pragmatic style and scientific attitude, the current economic and social problems could be resolved and people's lives improved. Peng Dehuai's 10,000-word letter pointed out the problems and errors of the Great Leap Forward with a pragmatic attitude and offered practical improvement suggestions. However, Mao Zedong viewed it as rightist opportunism and severely criticized Peng Dehuai. Peng was removed from all his positions, including Minister of Defense, and was forced to leave the central leadership. 1966 Cultural Revolution. The Cultural Revolution erupted, and Peng Dehuai became one of the targets of counter-revolutionary revisionism. Due to his stance at the Lushan Conference, Peng was caught up in intense political struggles. Red Guards and some party members made him the focus of criticism, subjecting him to various forms of struggle sessions and scrutiny. Starting from July 26, 1967, in less than 2 months, Peng was subjected to over 100 struggle sessions by dozens of organizations, including Beijing Aviation Institute, Tsinghua University, PLA Headquarters, National Defense Science and Technology Commission, the 3 armed forces direct units and their affiliated institutions in Beijing, People's Daily, Beijing Normal University, Air Force direct units and their affiliated institutions in Beijing, various cultural and sports units, Beijing Post and Telecommunications Institute, etc. He suffered severe mental and physical torment, and his health rapidly deteriorated. Despite facing tremendous pressure and threats, Peng Dehuai maintained his stance and did not compromise. He upheld his criticism of the Great Leap Forward policies, defending his beliefs and principles, demonstrating great personal integrity and courage. Peng Dehuai was loyal to the country and the people throughout his life, dedicating himself to the Chinese revolutionary cause. Whether during wartime or peacetime, he contributed to the country's development and security. Although Peng Dehuai faced severe political persecution in his later years, his steadfast position and noble demeanor during this persecution provided a valuable spiritual heritage for Chinese history. His adherence to his views and principles under immense pressure reflected the noble qualities and firm beliefs of a revolutionary soldier. This spirit set an example for future generations to remain true to ideals and convictions. His criticism had significant historical and practical significance, prompting later leadership to be more cautious in policy-making and implementation, avoiding similar extreme errors. Peng Dehuai's experiences during the Cultural Revolution revealed the vulnerability of individuals in extreme political movements and the phenomenon of being sacrificed in political struggles. His experiences offer deep reflections on power struggles and personal fate in extreme political movements, becoming an important case for studying Chinese political history. Peng Dehuai's experiences serve as a warning against power centralization and personality cults in Chinese history. His encounters remind future generations to be wary of extremism and irrational behavior in political movements, emphasizing institutional development and power supervision to avoid severe harm to the country and people caused by extreme personal-led policies. November 29, 1974. At 3:35 p.m., amidst the biting cold wind, 76-year-old Peng Dehuai completed his tumultuous and glorious life. After 15 years of criticism, 8 years of detention, over 100 struggle sessions, and more than 200 interrogations, he finally breathed his last. At that time, he had no relatives by his side. He departed quietly, carrying boundless love for the motherland and people, as well as deep resentment towards Mao Zedong's tyranny and despotism. Peng Dehuai's steadfastness and firm beliefs will forever be recorded in history, inspiring people to strive for a better and more prosperous nation. Peng Dehuai was not only a significant military figure in Chinese revolutionary history but also a political symbol with profound influence in modern Chinese history. His persistence and character, even after facing severe persecution in his later years, reflected revolutionary spirit and personal integrity, having a profound impact on later historical evaluations and political understanding. His experiences and contributions provide valuable references for China's historical development and reflection on extreme political phenomena. May his soul rest in peace, safeguarding the people's well-being and national prosperity. May the dark and evil pages of history forever remain in the past.